Got that sunshine on my face, leaving worries without a trace. Time to clear my head and reboot. Then I hit the road and ride.
It's right now. It is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I guess, you know, since we're on the long stretch of two-lane, give a proper introduction to the channel. My name is Josh. As you can guess, I have been in the IT field for 20 years. Also been a dad for 20 years. Hence why I love dad jokes and the puns. And I've only been riding motorcycles for 11 years now. But, through those 11 years, I've really tried to hone the craft as much as I could, like, riding every day, riding through the rain, riding through the snow, teaching myself, what to do, what not to do. Practice as much as I can, and really just study YouTube. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of motorcycle videos, and after a while, I always would tell my wife, I was like, oh, I saw this cool thing on the road, and I never had a chance to like show her because I didn't video it. But a couple of months ago, I think Amazon had like a crazy good refurbished sale on Action 4s, and after watching a Spite video and talking about the incremental differences between the Action 4, Action 5, and Action 6, I'm a cheap, miserly person at heart, even though I love motorcycles and motorcycle gear. I went with the 4. I think it was like under $200, and like I ended up getting the mini mic that I think's working now. I certainly hope so. For like $25 a mount, and like some filters and things like that. I mean, grand total, I think it was less than 250, 275 maybe. So I mean, my kit didn't cost a lot, but like I just wanted to share, my love of motorcycling with others, and I'm sure others have, a similar point of view or similar sense of humor that hopefully I can just bring them some joy and make some content for you guys that I enjoy and that you enjoy too. Because if I don't enjoy it, you're not going to enjoy it. And I certainly don't want it to think that it's going to be a chore or anything like that. I do enjoy teaching myself how to edit, even though it's a very atrocious process, so to speak, just to wrap my head around how things need to be and I want things to look. But hey, that's what you signed up for when you did something like this. But like a little bit about me and the bikes. So Marigold here, she's a 2024 KLR 650 Adventure. She doesn't have the top box that came with the Adventure model, but has the bunch of mods. Geez, I should have had them listed out. I got a 65-liter top box. I love the Shad 3P luggage system. I actually use that on this bike, my Eliminator, and the Uzi, just because I can interchange all three of those bikes, and they can use the same luggage. So it's really convenient for me. I don't have to buy like 3 separate sets of luggage for anything. I can just use one and pack and go. My seat is a seat concept seat. It's super comfy. That was one of the first things I did upgrade on Marigold, was the seat, just because I I'm a bigger guy and I wanted to be as comfortable as possible. Um, and I know the KLR is not meant for things like this, and people can look at me like I'm insane for taking a KLR on, multi-state trips. But to be honest, like, she treats me good. Like, I don't have any issues with her. And yeah, she ate a little bit of oil on the way out, but I think every KLR eats oil. So, I mean, if it has two wheels, it's meant for the road, and the road stretches on and on. So any bike can be turned into a touring bike in my books. Speaking of the wind, you could really see just how much it's blowing with the siding. It feels like a riding sideways going straight. This isn't the worst crosswind I've had though. My very first overnight trip I had, my first bike was a Sportster 48 that I added a 4.5 gallon tank to, and went out from my home in York to Pittsburgh to see a buddy. And all along the road, I was practically going like this way on the Sportster while I was going straight. It was insane. And like I said before, like that's the only way you're going to learn is just to ride. And like I I always cut myself short by saying like I've only rode for 11 years, but like in those 11 years, like so I don't mean to like brag or boast or anything, but like I ride like as much as I can every day. And then for as long as I can. Like I rode out the Sturgis to and from 2 times when I had worked for the motor company, and rode out the Wisconsin a few times again while I worked for the motor company. Uh, rode down south and up to Missouri on the Guzzi a couple years ago, and then took the northern way back. So like, I try and teach myself and learn something new on every trip. Know how the bike's gonna react. Keep your senses about you so you know what's going on, because you can never just be relaxed on the bike. You're always constantly looking around, always constantly wondering what's next, or making sure that you're prepared for anything that might come. So, like, I try and be as prepared as possible with my gear, and I try and be as prepared as possible with, just teaching myself what to do and what not to do when it comes to being out on the road. So, it, it's for those that say that motorcycling or like racing, and I'm not saying I'm a race, like I'm definitely not a racer, but like I follow NASCAR, and I love watching any sorts of motorsports. But like for those people that say that like motorcycling's not a sport or like NASCAR is not a sport, like it's mentally like exhausting sometimes. Like going through the motions, making sure that you're hitting all your marks, making sure that you're doing what's needed to be done to not only be successful, but at the end of the day, you get something by. And I think that's the most important thing. If like if you don't take it seriously, and like I'm not saying that like you have to take it serious like 100%. Don't don't read into that. But like you have to have a sense of seriousness when you hop on the bike, just because you know you could die. And you know, with me having my wife and kids, I want to make sure I'm home and in one piece for them. And to ride another day. Oh, look at the old drive-in. That's awesome. you can really tell the difference when you change direction. We're going more north before we start going a little bit east, and yeah, the wind is more to my back than side to side. A lot more enjoyable this way than it is anywhere else. So taking a break as much as I can from dealing with it and be thankful. But all good things must come to an end, and so it begins again. So we're definitely making better time than we did heading out to and I can tell you that. It certainly helps when the weather is this beautiful. I'm guessing this one should be Indiana to Pennsylvania, 10 hours and 10 minutes. Or we could really go for one and be like 10-minute delivery or it's free because I got my Pizza Hut pizza bag that I'm taking from Indiana. I think stick with that. 10 minutes for free. Ding dong at your Pizza Hut. Your I don't know. There's something about Pizza Hut pan pizza that just it brings me back to my childhood. And, I'm I guess a typical, you know, 80s, 90s kid. Like I'm not a millennial, I'm not Gen X. I'm, right between those two where I didn't grow up with social media, all the stuff that I did, we did, take pictures of, document. But, the one thing that always stuck out to me was Pizza Hut pan pizza and, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie and just the pizza, the, uh, the giveaways. I think I got my VHS tape from, uh, Pizza Hut back, in '90. I probably that's where the love of pizza came from. But yeah, like I was on a work trip, so like I always get pizza the first night. That way, if I'm hungry the second night, I have it. Then I have some for the third night, or I can just bring it home and have it. So you know, it's one of those comfort foods. One of those makes you feel good after a long day on the bike. It might not be the healthiest thing for you, but it's still puts a smile on your face and still gets the job done at the end of the day, filling your stomach. PA Turnpike. Do, 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 do. I don't know. The PA Turnpike song is not as catchy as Reboot and Ride.
Got that sunshine on my face, leaving worries without a trace. Time to clear my head